everyone. It is Tuesday, the 29th of March, and the time at the moment is, let me just check, 10:59 a.m. We are at Paya Lebar, and today's a special day because, as you can see, we can be outside without wearing masks. And we're going to have a look, just kind of look at Paya Lebar at the MRT station here and the shopping malls, and basically walk through a bit of Geylang to Aljunied and have a look how it looks on a day that I know a lot of people have been waiting for. What I will say though is that because we're not really allowed to stop wearing masks everywhere altogether, most people are still hanging on to their masks. I've seen maybe 6 people without their masks on the streets when I walked here from Geylang. So we're not actually going to see a huge difference here immediately, especially because we're by the MRT station. And on public transport, on buses, on MRT, you still have to wear your masks. And also as you leave your condo, I think you have to wear your masks. Hawker centers, shopping centers. So a lot of places you will still have to do exactly the same thing as before. And I find it seems most Singaporeans are being careful and cautious about the change. And you see a few people with the masks sort of under their chins. You see a few cyclists who are now maybe more kind of inclined to not wear the mask while they're cycling, that sort of thing. But as you go to your office, as you go to the shopping center, as you go to the MRT here, you do have to mask up. So I think a lot of people are kind of thinking, well, you know, if I'm going to do that anyway, going from the MRT to my office, does it make a huge difference if I take the mask off? And of course, maybe a little bit safer as well. I think in many sort of Western countries, when this rule came into force that you are, or you don't have to wear a mask, I think the change was quicker. And yeah, we're not seeing a huge difference to yesterday here. Of course, today other things coming to play as well. So restaurants can stay open past the 10:30 p.m. I'll definitely go and have a look at the city, how it's looking. 10 people can dine together, which is, I think, enough for a lot of work groups to go out. And for the first time, really, since this all started, have a meal together, have drinks together. I know some people are planning to go out and have a countdown to 10:30 and then just keep staying at the restaurant, which sounds like a fun thing to do, really. But as you can see, no huge difference to just a few days ago. We have an exhibition going on here at Paya Lebar. Something's going on anyway. Wonder what it is. Oh, some kind of aliens. Oh, it's a trash to art exhibition. So I guess things that have been abandoned and reused. I think these are from the sort of well-known movies here, because on Alien and Predator or things like that. There's some Star Wars characters here. And that's always good if you can reuse things like this. And this is a great message, especially for today. I know, for me at least, be happy, that's the message, by the way. I know for me it's a mixed feelings. I think the pandemic changed a lot of things in life for many of us, and not everyone is kind of just embracing it as everything's back to normal and we just had a break. I think it changed actually a lot of things for a lot of people, and not everyone is just looking to go out with a group of 10 people and all of that. There's been a lot of kind of sad stuff going on, and we might have lost some friends, or just because we didn't maybe keep in touch and things like that. And I know it's been a struggle for many of us. I I think we had to adjust a lot during the pandemic, and while this is really, really happy, and I'm so looking forward to live music, it will be amazing to have live music again in a lot of places. I also feel other feelings. I don't think it's just kind of clear cut that now it's over and that's that. Well, I'm really happy though. Today is a very special day in terms of the rules changing. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the city looks sort of the coming days, the weekend, and people are getting used to it and kind of, I guess, maybe getting more used to the idea that we can do things we weren't able to just a few days ago. And it will be really good to put the pandemic behind us. That's for sure. Of course, we still have cases going. So some people, I think they said about 1/3 of people are still unsure about the new rules anyway. So we'll just have to kind of also take into account everyone's situations. While I'm really happy that some people will just be able to go out and go, ooh, that's great. Now everything's back to normal. And I think some good things have come for us as well. If you've done any self-reflection during this pandemic, like many of us have, then I think you're probably in a better position to tell a little bit more what you really think in life and want. Because we've had to let go of the sort of routines for such a long time. But yeah, as you can see in the sort of as we go through these areas, it's not kind of just that everyone's abandoned their masks. So if you are taking advantage of the travel rules, you can now outside walk without a mask, but you might find for a little bit, at least today, it's the first day, of course, and I'm sure more people will be starting to sort of get rid of their masks and things like that. But you might find that people are still wearing the masks, and yeah, just be mindful that it might take a little bit of time before we see a major change, at least a few days. I think it's a very Singaporean not to be the first one to change things drastically and just kind of see how it goes as well. The other rules that are easing, in addition to the restaurants and rules on masks, are the travel rules. So I think all vaccinated travelers at the moment can enter with just the pre-departure test, and they're saying the plan is to get rid of that as well. So it will get closer and closer to kind of pre-pandemic travel, which sounds amazing if we can make that work safely. That would be wonderful. I'm certainly looking forward to a couple of small things. I was thinking of riding my motorbike to Malaysia and maybe even going to KL. Wouldn't that be something after all this time, just to go and see the places you really like and love? I'm also thinking about going to Finland now that it's a little bit easier. I think it would be really nice because I haven't been there in the summer, and I really miss the early summer. I'll probably maybe even go twice this year, but we'll see as we get to it. It's been really nice to hear from people that you like the videos from Finland. I know some of you were saying that you kind of sat there on no more, so maybe we can have some of that content on the channel as well again. Won't be snowstorms this time, but the summer with the continuous light is pretty amazing. And I'm going to keep walking along Geylang Road here. Oh wow, just the green light. Just the thing we needed. Yeah, but I'm going to keep walking along Geylang Road. Keep walking towards Aljunied MRT station, and we'll have a look at sort of this area. People are having, I think, their breakfast or not by now early lunch. When I was walking through here earlier, it was more for breakfast. I saw a Ferrari stop by one of the coffee shops to pick up some food from a stall. Kind of a fun contrast. The stalls being very, I guess, cheap, but it's very good food. I don't blame them for that. They should be doing that. It's just a kind of a fun image. Of course, now many places that haven't been able to open because of the restrictions on nightlife should be able to get back to business. Oh, this looks really nice. So yeah, one of the little bit confusing things is that if you are taking a taxi or you are going into a hawker center or you are walking in some of the walkways which have walls or in a tunnel, you do have to wear your mask. So I think the way I understood it is that HDP void decks would be places where you don't necessarily have to wear your mask because it's open on all sides. But then when you leave your condo, you still have to put the mask on for the lift and all of that. So we're still kind of getting used to it. They're really nice buildings on the other side, although they do need a little bit of a renovation maybe. But yeah, you can see some of the places along here have kind of are looking more like they are going into business. I've seen them being cleaned. These KTVs and such that used to be, well, the nightlife will be back in one form or another. And I imagine they're trying to do that fast after such a long break. Oh, this Vietnamese place I haven't noticed before. There's the bean curd place, which always seems to have a bit of a queue. So it will be really, really interesting to see how quickly the nightlife kicks back, but it's already been doing that. It's already been getting busier in the town, and I think it will be a fun evening for a lot of people today just to experience the 10:30 closing times being a thing of the past. Personally, it's a bit of a weird thing because at some point I was really thinking that we could probably do better than 10:30, especially after work. You go for a meal and see friends. That's probably a little on the early side for everything to close. But since then I actually stopped drinking. Haven't been drinking anything for 2 months, over 2 months. So now I won't be kind of going for drinks with friends on this specific occasion. Doesn't mean I cannot go out with friends without that, but it doesn't make such a huge difference because it's been an alcohol ban, basically, or based on alcohol. Quite a few nice places here as well. It's not a super busy day. Of course, it's Tuesday. Even with it being a special day for the rules, it doesn't really mean that there's a huge crowd out right now. And it might be more that people don't really take advantage of going out with groups of 10 as much before before the kind of Friday end of the week. It's always a hassle doing that in the middle of the week. Of course, we could stay later. We'll see. I'll definitely make my way into town today. Oh, this is the new place, I think, for this coffee chain that used to be along Geylang Road. Good to know. It looks like they're just opening. They're not open yet, so that's where it will be. I'm hoping it will be a lovely sunny day for those who do go out to restaurants today with friends. Yesterday we got some rain in the afternoon. Hopefully today it will be a clear and a lovely evening. That would seem fair. This is the new vegan coffee shop here in the corner. So I did notice they had a special offer for Arsenal fans, which goes against my own preference. So they're even giving some discount if you go with your jersey on. And the Paya decorations are popping up by now. It's going to be in early May, and you can already see around Geylang Serai huge queues for Geylang Serai market on Sunday. I went to view a place nearby, and I walked by the queues. They were easily 100 of meters, people just queuing to get into the market. So that's been very busy. I guess there's a new business here, judging from the flowers. I think there are a lot of places in the city, especially places like Clark Quay, where businesses have had to move, where we'll see a big difference in the coming weeks, maybe with new businesses coming in, but also just generally it being busier. And hopefully, I know a lot of people have been telling me that with these new rules, everything's going to go back to normal. And in a way, that's true. But I'm sure it will take a while before, all businesses are able to just fully resume. It will be really good for tourism. Tourists are already coming, but I think with the outdoor mask rules easing and generally just travel becoming easier, we're going to see a lot more people coming in, which will be good for Singapore. It will be very good. I rarely walk on this side, so I'm just showing you the sign opposite to the mosque. The mosque, of course, here has beautiful decorations. Looks really great against the blue sky as well. So I'll walk a little bit further and we'll make a turn to the right and walk over to Aljunied MRT station. what this car here is planning on doing. There's definitely no parking spot there. Oh well. It's a lovely warm day as well. It's just kind of a nice day to know that things are getting back towards that normal. I think maybe even a little bit quicker than a lot of us expected. I know there will also be, like I was saying, there are people who have different circumstances, people who were hit harder maybe by the whole pandemic and are still getting on their feet, and maybe it's not the same with all your relationships and life in general. Maybe you still continue to work remotely, for example, and all of that stuff. It's going to affect everything. But one of the group of people I know made big changes in the sort of past 6 months is also expats. A lot of us left Singapore, and I know there will be a little bit of sadness. Someone might be looking at this and thinking, if I had stayed for just a little bit longer, would that have made a difference? And now I see that it actually happened quite quickly when things started changing. So some people might have a little bit of sadness about that as well. But just like things went the other direction really quickly, they're now going back quickly. So there's change always happening, and I don't think we should really be feeling too much regret about for those who left or anything like that, or what choices you made, or anything like that really. Because now we can at least look forward to the future wherever we are. And I'm certainly really happy to be in Singapore as things get better, because it's a lovely country, and we'll just keep getting better and better with more life coming back in.
Ja, genau. Berlin will das halt auch.
I think let's head towards the station through here. Someone I know through a friend was just saying, or I heard the comment, because they're leaving for the UK now. Just as things open up, he was saying taking one for the team. So basically taking credit for the rules changing as he goes. But most people will be fine in any case if you made that kind of decision. The place I went to view the couple was moving to Malaysia. So it's not a bad thing to start new things either. But there are a lot of feelings that maybe a lot of people will be having that they didn't expect to have at the end of the pandemic, or sort of at this point when things start opening up. And that's fine too. I really like this small temple on the other side. They have really lovely decorations, and the dragons are quite something at the top. There are quite a few temples along the Lorongs here. I really do look forward to places like Haji Lane having music again, and even having some concerts. I was looking at classical concerts, they're all sold out basically. So I hope new things come in quickly. I think people are really keen to have that sort of thing again. Got these beautiful elephants by the door here. The gate. So cute. But I think with this opening, at least a lot of the uncertainty seems suddenly to ease. We don't know that everything's going to stay like this from here on out, but there's a good chance because people have been so patient and good about following the rules. And also in other countries the situation is better, so hopefully tourism can resume. I really love these fruit stores. There's a durian one next door. And there's a nice little coffee shop just right there on the other side. I should make more use of it. I will make a go for it. It's 8 seconds still. 5 seconds. We'll do it. But even around these areas, unless people are sort of eating and drinking, you don't see a lot of people walking without their mask. So we're not going sort of from everyone wearing masks to no one wearing masks in one day. That's for sure. And I hear from friends it's the same situation in the city and across town, across the city, not just here. So people are being sensible about it and sort of getting used to the idea before making any huge changes or sudden changes. And it does make sense to me as well. I mean, if you're walking from a condo right there on the other side of the road to the MRT station here, it's almost more trouble to take your mask off. So I'm sure we're going to be doing a little bit of that just to remember as well. I remember that when the rules about dining in changed and I went to have meals or drinks with friends, and for a little bit it was difficult, first of all, to remember your mask as you left because you hadn't been able to basically go out anywhere and not have a mask on. And then when that changed, it wasn't sort of a obvious fast change and you just kind of roll with it. You had to kind of remind yourself to wear the mask as you leave, check out, check in. There's the train. So, of course, on the MRT trains, you still mask up, wear a mask, even at the stations, shopping centers. So going in through here, if you weren't wearing your mask, you'd have to. And then outdoors, like in here, you can choose not to wear your mask, but most people are still wearing them. I think we'll have a quick look inside the MRT station at the end, but thank you so much for joining me for this look at how it is on the first day of the relaxed rules. I'll make a video in the evening from the city, show you a little bit of how that changes in the first instance. And then, of course, over the weekend, we'll go and have a look at nightlife. I'm sure of it. Just see how it changes. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at Geylang and Paya Lebar. And with the views inside the station, where nothing has really changed that much. Let's see, do we have? No, we just have general regulations, nothing too different here. So, with the views of the station, I hope I'll see you again soon.